Hey everybody. Despite the fact that these group presentation assignments were completely done at random, I feel like you all just happened to become the dream team because your presentation was excellent. There was so many things that I really appreciated about how you all presented this information. Um, and some of it has less to do with just the the summary of information and more to do with tonality and the way that you all were considering it in a critical dimension. It's an incredibly impactful chapter. It is indeed my favorite chapter in the book, but um, how you presented it was with this incredible sense of humanity and also a kind of a there was a level of engagement and inquiry that you had throughout, where you were posing questions as you were positing information. And that really worked out well. You opened this discussion with wonderful extemporaneousness. I mean, Abir, you obviously are really well spoken, and you presented it dynamically, and so that was a great way to kind of open up. And you know, all of you provided terrific implications of the information that you were providing and explanations of circumstances. You constantly lived the information. It did not feel as if you were just reporting. It felt like you were consistently tying it to phenomenon that we've either discussed already or your own observations. Um, there was some terrific synthesis of material. Andrea, there was a couple moments that I felt that in particular in your part, with some terrific questions and correlative investigations that you brought in. Miles, the same with you. There was wonderful implication in what you were discussing, and you kind of connected each of your sections in a way that was seamless. And so the information always felt like it was progressive. So kudos to that. And you all even did a terrific job at sequencing the the responders, the presentation, because Kenzie, you brought this level of compassion to these kind of final ideas. And I'm going to be honest, folks, I got moved. I actually teared up during Kenzie's section because of the way that you all had progressively contributed information in such ways, from Abir's kind of dynamic attack of the information to Andrea's confoundment and frustration to Miles's kind of ability to temper the information in a critical way to Kenzie's compassionate delivery. I mean, it was just fantastic. Um, a couple suggestions I would have to dynamize this even more has to do with examples. It'd be great to have more anecdotal narratives, either through your own observations or the ones that Alexander summons, as ways to illustrate. And then, of course, to have images that kind of correlate to the ideas that you all were bringing up more specifically. But we are splitting hairs here. It is indicating how the discussion of this particular chapter was definitely the most engaged of the ones that we've seen so far. And I think it had a lot to do with the way that you accessed the material and presented it in such a way that it almost felt like a progressive narrative. Wonderful job. I really appreciate the effort that you all put into it, and I wish they could all be that way.